Before we get started with today's interview, just a quick reminder, click the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe and ding the bell so that you don't miss any of the great interviews that we have coming up. Now, on to today's interview. Welcome back, everybody. I'm really excited to introduce my special guest today, Christopher Goldston, awesome, wonderful, renowned composer. Christopher, welcome. Thank you so much for taking time to meet with us today.
And thanks for letting me share with you.
So today we want to talk about your awesome tarantella, The Spider's Masquerade. What a great piece. I can see this becoming a student favorite, a big hit instantly, especially with those students who like to play faster works. Talk to us a little bit about how you composed The Spider's Masquerade.
This piece started off really strictly as a tarantella. I wanted to write a quick tarantella, and actually that was an inspiration because I had a student of mine who was wanting to write a tarantella, and as I was demonstrating some ideas of what he could do with his own piece, I thought, I have some ideas of my own that I want to write down in a tarantella. What I really like about this piece is all the contrast, because there's a contrast in tempo. There's slow sections, and then there's fast, and they alternate back and forth. There's a lot of dynamic contrast. There's contrast in articulation. So all exploring all of those elements of the changes of tempo, changes of register, changes of dynamics and articulation can really help you make this into a really exciting performance.
So in measure 24, we suddenly shift to a 3/4 feel, so you have a great hemiola here. What are some tricks that students can use to successfully shift and to execute that hemiola?
Well, hopefully students won't have much trouble with it, but I know that some going back and forth between 6 and 3 might be a little bit of a challenge. That part is a little bit challenging to put together with a metronome. I think that if students will focus on the big beats in the beginning of each measure, that will really help them with this particular section, because you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's almost better you could subdivide a little bit at the beginning so that you can understand the relationship between the sets of 3s and sets of 2s. However, feeling the big beat and the pulse of the beginning of each measure will really help as well. I had a student working on this, and that was a little bit of a challenge, but he did get it by focusing on the downbeats.
What are some other things that students need to watch out for when they're performing this piece?
I definitely think just really focusing on all the dynamic contrast, because there's a lot of contrast, and the more contrast that you have, the more exciting this piece is going to be. And really, this piece, much more so than some others that I have on the list, this piece probably has the most contrast because of the tempo changes and dynamics and register changes and all of that. But that's also what makes it probably likely one of the more popular ones as students start to choose pieces from the Federation.
It's definitely really dynamic, and I know that's going to bring a lot of excitement to the performances of this work. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about The Spider's Masquerade?
I would just say plan your ending, because there's a slow section and then a fermata. So make use of that fermata and don't play the last fast couple of beats until you're ready to play it. There's no need to rush into that. It's going to be a much more effective ending if you wait and if you just plan your ending.
That's great advice. Thank you. Christopher Goldston, thank you so much for joining us today. Christopher Goldston's piece is The Spider's Masquerade. You can find it at his website, and we'll make sure we link that, as well as a performance of Christopher playing this work in the description below. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.